Good, happy Sunday morning. I'm Riley King, and welcome to Politics. Let's get started. First up, candidates for governor outline areas of agreement differences. Let's take a look.
Chevrolet offers you the most award-winning trucks on the road today. Drive the longest-lasting full-size pickup, the 2016 Silverado Double Cab LT 4-wheel drive. Lease today for only $259 per month with no money down.
Make it McMogan.
One of them will be the next governor of New Hampshire. And on the surface, Chris Sununu and Colin Van Osteren offer similar messages.
What people really care about, I think, are the results that matter to their lives. Good schools, good jobs, low taxes, an efficient state government with less red tape.
We believe in those things like low taxes, limited government, local control, personal responsibility. These are fundamental New Hampshire values that we try to bring to the table. And
Both Sununu and Van Osteren are sitting executive counselors who say they are outraged that Dartmouth Hitchcock will lay off as many as 460 people, an announcement made just 2 days after the council approved a $36 million state contract with the hospital.
That's obviously critical information that was withheld from us. Right, it was withheld from the council, withheld from the governor and the commissioner. And again, I reiterate my call. We need to rebid this contract. We need to get answers.
I think we need to make sure they are held to the letter of the law and the letter of the contract that they're legally obligated to do. And that's the most important thing to make sure patients get good care.
On the broad issue of health care, Van Osteren says making the expansion of Medicaid permanent a critical component during New Hampshire's addiction crisis. Sununu, though, wants to reshape it into a model that protects taxpayers and is more tailored to the state's needs. Another difference centers on the prospect of a commuter rail project running from the state's southern tier into Boston.
There's no question that it will help businesses grow, help commercial real estate develop, and that it's a fiscally responsible project because most of the funding we can get from grants that we're just not asking for from Washington.
No, that's not gonna drive our economy forward. A $300 million train to help a couple thousand people get to work into Boston? That doesn't make sense to anybody, I don't think.
Well, you can hear more from both candidates for New Hampshire governor this Sunday as Chris Sununu and Colin Van Osteren, fresh off their primary wins, are my guests on Close Up, airing as always Sunday at 10 a.m.
Okay, and there you go on that report. New Hampshire primary. Democrats, Republican move quickly to define opposing governor candidates. Early in the general election campaign, the Democrats and Republican parties are wasting no time trying to poke and prod at the perceived weakness of the opponent's governor nominee, each trying to defend the parties and the other standard bearer in weakness possible light. State election panel rejects NHDP challenge to O'Connor congressional candidacy. During a meeting in Concord, the 5-member Ballot Law Commission rejected on a 4-1 vote the New Hampshire Democratic Party's attempt to keep O'Connor off the ballot. As a result, there will be 5 candidates in the 1st Congressional District in addition to Ginta, Shea Porter, and O'Connor. Also clarifying for the ballot are independent Brandon Kelly and Libertarian Robert Lamondo. New Hassan TV ad hits AOT on Planned Parenthood opposition. 5 months ago, Planned Parenthood political arm targeted Senator Kelly Ayotte with its first television ad of any of the U.S. Senate races across the country. Friday, Governor Maggie Hassan, Ayotte's Democratic challenger in the already virtual and nationally watched race, will launch her own campaign ad charging that Ayotte and her Republican colleagues on Capitol Hill are on the crusades to block services New Hampshire women and families depend on. The Hassan campaign's seventh television ad of the race says that Ayotte cast 6 votes on defund Planned Parenthood between March 2011 and December 2015. The campaign says the buy is approaching 7 figures. Over and over, it's been their agenda, anything to defend Planned Parenthood, a narrative writer in the ad says, referring to Kelly Ayotte and Washington Republicans. And let's take a listen to the ad below here.
Anything to defund Planned Parenthood. Kelly Ayotte and Washington Republicans voted 6 different times to defund Planned Parenthood. They're on a crusade to block services New Hampshire women and families depend on. Cancer screenings, birth control, basic women's health care. Kelly Ayotte and Washington Republicans have put defunding Planned Parenthood at the top of their agenda, and it's time for that to change. I'm Maggie Hassan, and I approve this message.
Okay, and there you go in that ad. Clinton rips Trump for golf courses promotions and birther flip-flop. Let's take a listen to this video from ABC News.
Simon Premium Outlets. Exceptional brands up to 65% off. Find a center near you.
Michelle Obama campaigning for Hillary Clinton today. She came out and immediately took on the issue, defending her husband and then making the case for Clinton. Here's ABC's Cecilia Vega.
The cheering was so loud, First Lady Michelle Obama couldn't even get out what she wanted to say. But when she finally got going, she didn't hold back.
There were those who questioned and continue to question for the past 8 years, up through this very day, whether my husband was even born in this country. I think Brock has answered those questions with the example he set by going high when they go low.
Her first solo campaign trip for Hillary Clinton, the First Lady saying, "I'm with her," but today she was talking about him, sounding like she couldn't wait to let Donald Trump have it.
A candidate is not going to suddenly change once they get in office. Just the opposite, in fact, because the minute that individual takes that oath, they are under the hottest, harshest light there is. And there is no way to hide who they really are. And at that point, it's too late.
Today, Clinton's campaign called Trump's birther statement a sickening display.
His campaign was founded on this outrageous lie. There is no erasing it in history.
It wasn't just Clinton. Members of the Congressional Black Caucus so outraged, one after another, they lined up to denounce Trump.
Donald Trump is a disgusting fraud.
This man cannot be elected.
Enough is enough.
And Cecilia Vega with us live tonight as well.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Obama would be personal insult to legacy if black voters don't back Clinton. Let's take a listen to this video from CNN.
You may have heard Hillary's opponent in this election say that
There's never been a worse time to be a black person. I mean, he missed that whole civics lesson about slavery and Jim Crow. But we got a museum for him to visit. So he can tune in. We will educate him. He says we got nothing left to lose. So we might as well support somebody who has fought against civil rights and fought against equality and who has shown no regard for working people for most of his life. Well, we do have challenges, but we're not stupid. We know the progress we've made, despite the forces of opposition, despite the forces of discrimination, despite the politics of backlash. And we intend to keep fighting against those forces.
Okay, and there you go on that report. And that does it for politics right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday. Goodbye, everyone.